Yes, so hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Updates Ghana. It's a day after the Black Stars 4-3 victory over the Central African Republic in the 2026 FIFA World Cup Qualifiers. So we're going to check out the 7 things that we learned from this particular game against the Central African Republic side. Before we get into it, please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So the Black Stars came from a 2-1 down and defeated the Central African Republic by 4-3. A hat-trick from Jordan Ayew was all that the Black Stars needed, as well as a goal from Ayew was enough to save the Black Stars and earn 3 points against the Central African Republic side. Well, what are the lessons that we learned from this game? Well, let's get right into it. So the first thing that we learned from this game is that Kumasi is the mecca of Ghana's football. Yes, when we talk about football on any day, whether weekend, Monday, working day, bring it to Kumasi. Even if there is a world issue happening around us, bring the football to Kumasi, and I dare you, the fans will come in their numbers and they will fill the Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium to rafters. See what happened at the Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium last night. We are not talking about free gate, because free gate was open after first half. The fans bought their ticket. They bought the ticket and came to the stadium in their numbers to watch the game. That is what we are talking about. Kumasi is the heart of Ghana's football in the country. On any day, if you want the Black Stars to play, if you want a match to be played, bring it to the Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium. Ghana football is not there. It is how we are running Ghana's football. That is why the Ghana Premier League, Kotoko and Haas, is not selling. We have to strategically think about how we can bring back the love for the Ghana Premier League. But generally, Ghana playing at the Babaya Sports Stadium is no fluke, because since the year 1972, the Black Stars has not lost any World Cup qualifying game at the Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium. The least it can be is a draw. But trust me, it's going to always be a win anytime the Black Stars plays at the Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium. And I pray that this continues for a long time to come, that we don't lose a game at the Babaya Sports Stadium at all. Let's look at the second thing that we learned from this particular game. Well, from this particular game, we learned that there is no more underdogs in football. Yes, the Central African Republic has shown us that there is no more underdogs in football. We were rating the likes of Mali and not the Central African Republic, but look at what they've shown us. And congratulations to the entire team and their coach, Raul Savoy, for putting up a masterpiece in the first half against the Black Stars. We were shocked, and this is a rude awakening to the Black Stars, that anything could happen and that there is no underdogs in football. You can score the first goal, second goal, but yes, still teams can come back and score goals. And what I've learned from this game is that countries are developing their football. So don't just think that you can find your way and bully smaller countries for the fact that they don't have name in football. No. Countries are learning how to play football. Go and look at the likes of Eswatini. Go and look at the likes of China. They are all learning how to play football. And I think that we also have to step up if you want to do well in football. And as a matter of fact, the Central African Republic doesn't have a national stadium to play their matches. They play their matches on a neutral turf in South Africa. And yes, though, they've done very well in matches. This is their second time of coming to Ghana, and anytime they come to Ghana, they make sure they get a goal against the Black Stars, and that tells you how good the Central African Republic team is. So there is no underdogs in football anymore. Don't look at Ghana's group and say that we can easily score Chad in two legs. We can easily score Madagascar. Look at what Comoros did to us on their away turf. Tells you that we have to take each game strategically. And that is what the Central African Republic have shown us in this game against them. Now, the third thing we learned from this game is that we need to be more concerned about our defense. Yes, the Black Stars defense is shaky. It is very shaky. And we have to let it become the rock of Gibraltar. Because the 2 goals that we considered against the Central African Republic were all goals that we could have avoided. All because our defense lacked communication. The telepathy was not there. The communication was not there. Look at when Mohamed Kudus lost the ball and the ball was lobed into our defense. Mohamed Salisu and Alexander Jiku, typically you would have expected them to deal with this ball, but unfortunately they couldn't deal with it. I don't know whether it has to do with the run, because Maputa indeed has space. He was very swift on the ball, but typically I expected them to know who was going to deal with him, but unfortunately that didn't happen. It tells you that we need to be very serious about our defense. Again, the second goal that we considered, Ayew committed himself too much in the opponent's half, such that when he was tracking back, he ended up fouling his teammate, and that gave Maputa enough chance to go all out, and it was left with Gideon Mensah. Look at where the Gideon Mensah was. He was at the other end and had to run all the way to come and ensure that the defense was closed, but unfortunately there wasn't enough time, and Maputa ended up scoring the goal. And in the second half, it was no sprint that Otuado decided to play a 5-back system after he realized that the defense was leaking, and tells you that the Blasters seriously have to work on our defense. Now, the fourth point that we learned from this particular game is that we need to be patient with the Black Stars. Yes, we need to be calmer. Ajubre munya butre Black Stars don't support ya. Heartbreak kakra wum, awomshishe kakra wum, abacho trick enough no. But yes, still the Black Stars would persevere, would show that yes, they are the Brazil of African football. And that is what the team showed yesterday. Look at the game against Mali. The Black Stars went there from a goal down. We ended up beating them 2-1. And this match, we scored the first goal and we went down. The Black Stars came back and won the game by 4-3. What does this tell you? It tells us that until the bones are rotten, never say die. Never say die until the bones are rotten. And just as the Red Devils also have it, even in the 95th minute, we will score a goal. And that is what the Black Stars have shown in this game against the Central African Republic. Truly, I know you agree with me. We nearly gave up on this game. The best we could have achieved was a draw. But the team showed resilience, perseverance, and they managed to get a 4-3 win over the Central African Republic. If we were able to do this at the 2023 AFCON, I'm telling you, we could have gone far. But Otuado has changed the psyche and mentality of these players, and I'm sure that in the coming matches we would see more from the Blasters. The coming matches is going to be in the in the AFCON qualifiers. Now, the fifth point that I learned from this game is that Raul Savoy, the coach of the Central African Republic team, did a great job on the Blasters. He really sat down to find out a strategy and solution that could perfectly beat the Blasters, and he nearly got it. But for some few things that Coach Otuado worked on in the second half, I felt that the first half went to the Central African Republic, and I know you would agree with me. See, from how they were transitioning into attack, look at how they took the ball from defense and quickly they lobbed the ball into Ghana's defense, and it truly got them the goal. And whenever they were in attack, the way they switched roles, that was what confused Alexander Jiku and Mohamed Salisu as well as Ayew Seydou, because you be marking one player, by the time you realize he is in the central defense area and you wouldn't know what to do. That is how the Central African Republic coach mapped out a strategy to ensure that the Black Stars were very a pale shadow of themselves in the first half, and kudos to them for the good work they did. If not for their captain, that is Godfrey, who was unable to continue the game due to an injury that he picked up in the game. I'm sure that it would have been a tough game for the Blasters because their captain did a good job on the Blasters. But kudos to their player, that is Luis Maputa, for scoring the 3 goals against the Blasters. But generally, I think that the Central African Republic coach, this is the coach that Nigeria should be going for. Yes, I'm recommending this coach to Nigeria. They should go for the Central African Republic coach. He is such a great coach. Looking at the works that he has done with the Central African Republic team, if he is at Nigeria, I'm telling you, they wouldn't be in the 5th position that they were, that they are losing to the likes of Benin and all in the World Cup Qualifiers. So yes, the Central African Republic coach did a great job on the Blasters. Now, the 6th point It is Jordan's time to reign. Yes, it is Jordan's time to reign. Look at how Jordan Ayew has become the savior of the Black Stars. In Mali, he saved the Black Stars. In Ghana, he has saved the Black Stars against the Central African Republic. Jordan Ayew, Ogbojibo, Jordan Ayew, Moko Be, ha! A hat trick. And guess what? 10 years ago, around June, 9th June, that was when Jordan Ayew scored a hat trick, his first hat trick for the Black Stars. And 10 years after, 2024, 2024, he scores his second hat trick. A day after, that is 10th June. The last time he scored a hat trick was 9th June. And the next time he scores an hat trick again was 10th June. I'm sure 11th June 2025, if Jordan Ayew is playing, you could score a hat trick for the Black Stars. Come on! Jordan Ayew no get. What a player! We are talking a player who has been abused, who has been criticized. He never gave up. See, when we went to the press conference, Jordan Ayew spoke his heart out. Listen to him.
A person, I never give up. I work hard and I believe in my qualities. I believe in myself, and I'm believing what I do day in, day out. And you know, one day, I'll be. How am I going to put it together? One day, it will pay. And at the minute, is for some couple of games now, it's been paying off. But to be honest, I've been playing out of position for quite some time in the national team because obviously in my club I was playing out of position as well and in the national team, but it's not a problem for me because you know I just want to be on the pitch, I just want to play football, and I've never complained or anything like that. But you know, God's time is the best, and you know, in life you never have to give up. You just have to be patient and keep on working and believe in yourself, and things will turn out being positive. That's it.
So there you have it. Jordan Ayew telling you that he has been played out of position and every time he has been criticized and all that. But it is his time to rule. Now, let's wrap it all up with the last thing that we learned from the game, the 7th point. We are conceding too much goals. We are in first place, but the reason why the second place team will overtake Ghana is because of goal difference. Ghana has scored 7 goals. We've conceded 5 goals. We have 2 goals. We have just 2 goals difference from the second in that aspect. And if the second place team, that is Madagascar, scores or wins their next match even by 1-0, they overtake Ghana because they will get 4 goal difference ahead of the Black Stars. And that is why we have to score more goals and stop conceding goals. The Black Stars has conceded 5 goals in this World Cup qualifiers, whilst we have scored 7 goals. We have scored more goals than Madagascar in second place. Madagascar have scored a total of 5 goals. They've conceded 2. That is why they have 3 goal difference. But Ghana has scored 7, conceded 5. And Charlie, we have to step up. I think that the goalkeeping department also needs competition. Atizigi, some of the goals he considered, I felt like he could have done better, especially all the 3 goals. Let me start with the first goal. That was Love and Jiku and Salisu couldn't deal with it. Typically of Manonua will come out and cover, open his arms wide, and the player wouldn't have enough chance to score. When Thomas Partey got that chance in the Mali game, realize what the goalkeeper did. He came all the way forward. So Thomas Partey didn't have enough chance to even think, but he gave enough room to Maputa to think about what he was going to do to score the goal and all that. And that was how come he scored the first goal. The second goal, when it was left with Gideon Mensah, I expected Atizigi to come all out and cover up again. Again, he couldn't do that. And the last goal, that was what broke the camel's back. We didn't even expect any goal around that time. But Lawrence Atizigi allowed that free kick to penetrate into the net, and I think that Lawrence Atizigi has to step up. You're not saying you're a bad goalkeeper, but you have to be conscious, awake throughout the game, because you've gone to the World Cup, you've been at the AFCON, you've had all the glorious chances in the national team, and I think that I don't want you to work hard during the World Cup qualifiers and go to the World Cup and you end up being benched. That is why you have to seriously step up, because the number 1 goal post is for you. Jojo Wolacott, and Frederick Asari would have to work extra harder to beat you in the goal post. But generally, I think it was a great game for the Black Stars. 4-3 it was, and we can only hope for the best as we are in first place. Pray that Madagascar and Comoros don't win their matches so that we can continue to be in first place on the table for Group I and automatically qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup Qualifiers. And last thing, I think the bonus point, the 8th thing is that people want to go to the World Cup. People want to go to the World Cup because after the match, the fans invaded the pitch and kept chanting USA, USA. And that is what I'll leave with you to end the video. Thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.